Welcome back. Not much change in the indices from where we started. You're watching us here on Closing Bell live from the Motilal Oswal newsroom coming to you. We're looking at a bunch of these urban consumption names doing extremely well over the last few minutes. We have Ethos, which has moved to the high point of trade. Phoenix Mills is doing extremely well. Metro, the shoemaker also, Metro Brands, has moved to the high point of trade. Of course, Rima alluded to Campus Activewear, which has been doing well for the last couple of days, thanks to the CLSA note, which found value after a 40% correction on that stock itself. So while individual stocks are buzzing around, it's time for our special and the most fun D-Street Chatter segment. Nimesh joins in. Nimesh, what have the brokers been talking about? I mean, it's so range-bound.
It's range-bound. It's actually dull as well. The flows have become tepid. There is not much activity as well. I guess a lot of the fund managers, the active investors are pretty busy in the conferences as well. So I guess that also speaks in terms of volumes. Again, mixed day in terms of FI flows are concerned. Again, financials are well bedded. Within financials, for a change today, there is a bit of interest in the NBFC space. Okay. So both the Bajaj funds are well bed. There are a couple of interest in the other housing finance companies as well. So that's the overall feedback from the dealing rooms. I guess the sector which is under pressure is metals, largely on back of weak quarterly earnings throughout, whether it's non-ferrous or ferrous. So that's putting pressure on the metal stocks. Broadly, it's been in that range. I think 17,800 is a very important level technically. So that's been protected so far. But not much activity, whether it's JIs or the FIs in today's trade.
All right, not much activity at the index level or flows level, etc. They are mixed, but individual stocks, a lot is happening as we speak, and I'm sure you have got some buzz as well.
Yes, so the first stock on my list today is Paytm. Everybody's been talking about the big large block, 3% equity changing hands. It was part of my chatter as well for the last couple of days. I believe one of the biggest strategic investor of Paytm has sold a big chunk in today's block, and one of the large FI was an anchor investor. So the disclosures will be important in today's trade on who sold and who bought as far as Paytm is concerned. The second stock is Piramal Pharma. Again, a stock where there was a lot of excitement to start with when the demerger happened, but that's been a big underperformer. But for the last 2 days, the volume has been quite high. Even in today's trade, the last one I checked, more than 1.7 crore shares were traded. So the delivery, it's marked by delivery as well, and I believe large part of the selling from a leading FI seems to be over in Piramal Pharma. So that's the overall feedback. The third stock is Zomato. Again, inline quarter for Zomato, and that stock has been in an up move for the last many days. Now there is a buzz or indication of a large block coming in Zomato as well very soon. So that's something to track in Zomato going forward. And the last stock is TVS Motors. Out of the blue, that stock is buzzing in trade, largely on FI flows and FI days. So the delivery volumes are going to be quite high, and there is a bit of interest back at these levels in TVS, backed by a very large flow at a leading FI desk.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Nimesh, you had alerted about an impending block deal in Paytm, and that's come through today. And even on Piramal Pharma, it's in the red, down less than 1%, and it's recovered 7.5% from the day's low. Mitesh is back with us. He's going to tell us a few BTST trading calls. Mitesh, before that, at the index level, nothing really has happened. What do you think can help us break out of this trading range? And then, of course, your trading calls.
So on the index, as you rightly said, nothing has happened, and we still don't have a signal of that happening. So hold your horses on the index. On the stock side, I think BTST on Tata Motors. Disclaimer: we have some core ratio spreads on the positive side. That's BTST with a stop at about 441, and look for targets of roughly around 455. And overall realty is the other one which I like. That's a BTST as well. Keep a stop below 849 and target of around 875 for tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that, Mitesh. Well, we'll slip into a short break. You come back, final few minutes of this week's trading action. You stay with us.